Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. This time we're plugging directly into the AI mainframe, diving deep into Fireside Chats with AI.
Yeah, it's a really interesting set of interviews, isn't it?
You guys sent in some really fascinating excerpts, and let me tell you, this is not your typical AI analysis.
Definitely not.
Get ready for some serious aha moments.
What I think is really interesting about this deep dive is we're not just looking at AI as like lines of code or algorithms,
Right.
but as like a potential new lens through which to view the world.
It's like stepping into a mirror, but the reflection looking back at you is a little, I don't know,
Yeah.
different.
Different.
And that's what Fireside Chats with AI does so well. It tackles those differences head on.
Yeah, absolutely.
For all of you listening, imagine you're sitting down with us by a crackling fire.
Yeah.
AI experts by our side, ready to unpack some pretty mind-bending concepts.
Yeah, and what I think the source material does a really good job of is breaking down what artificial intelligence actually means.
Yeah.
Because it's not just your helpful virtual assistant
Right.
or a cleverly programmed chatbot. This is about replicating like the very essence of human intelligence
Yes.
with all its complexities and quirks
And one of the things that jumped out at me, at least in the very beginning, was this distinction between what they call narrow AI and general AI.
Yeah.
Now, I thought I had a decent grasp on this whole AI thing, but this distinction threw me for a loop.
Yeah, no, it's a fundamental concept, but it does trip people up.
Okay.
And it's an important one to grasp. So narrow AI, which is, the type we interact with every day, right?
Right.
Think of it like a master specialist.
Okay.
Like, the chess prodigy who can beat grandmasters blindfolded but can't make a cup of coffee.
Okay, so it's like having a team of superpowered interns.
Yes.
Each one is brilliant in their own way.
Yeah.
But, like, you wouldn't ask them to run the company. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, general AI, on the other hand, that's the CEO. That's the visionary leader who sees the big picture and can go from, marketing strategies to like looking at financial reports, seamlessly switch between all these different things. This is the AI that can learn, adapt, and potentially even reason across a wide range of tasks, just like humans.
And Fireside Chats doesn't shy away from this, right?
Yeah.
They dive right into the potential of general AI.
Oh, absolutely.
The good, the bad, and the, are we sure we're ready for this?
Yeah, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
And I think what's really important at what the source material does is, this is a pivotal moment in human history, right?
Right.
We're at this point where, we're standing on the precipice of a world where machines could potentially achieve human-level intelligence, and that comes with a whole Pandora's box of opportunities and challenges. And that's where I think Fireside Chats with AI really shines, right? It doesn't just give us all these hypotheticals.
Right.
It grounds these possibilities in real-world applications. Like, it shows us how AI is already changing the game in things like healthcare, finance, even art.
Okay, so less theoretical physics, more here's what AI is doing right now.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah.
Give me an example. What stuck out to you from the source material?
Well, one of the things that I thought was really interesting was how AI can be used in diagnosing diseases.
Okay.
So we're talking about algorithms that can detect, subtle patterns in medical images,
Yeah.
potentially spotting cancer cells years before a human doctor could even see them.
Wow.
That's not just groundbreaking.
That's huge.
That's life-saving, right?
Yeah, it reminds me of that part in Fireside Chats where they talk about AI as like
Yeah.
this incredible tool for good,
Yeah.
this force multiplier for human ingenuity. But then, of course, like the conversation always circles back to like, well, what about the downsides?
Of course. Yeah.
The what ifs that keep us up at night.
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
The source material doesn't shy away from those concerns either. And I think one of the most pressing ones that always comes up is this issue of AI bias. Right. Because AI learns from the data it's fed, obviously.
Right.
And if that data reflects our own human biases, well, guess what?
Yeah.
Those biases can become amplified in the AI's decisions.
Yeah. It's like that old saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
But in this case, the garbage isn't just bad data. It's the potential for AI to, I don't know, like perpetuate harmful stereotypes.
Absolutely.
Discriminate against certain groups.
Yes.
Often without us even realizing it's happening.
Yeah, and that's why Fireside Chats with AI really emphasizes the need for transparency, right?
Yeah.
And ethical frameworks in AI development. Like, we need to understand how these systems are making decisions, especially when those decisions have real-world consequences for people's lives.
So it's almost like we need like an AI ethics committee.
Yes.
A group of like brilliant minds from all walks of life.
Yeah.
Philosophers, historians, artists, even, a podcast host or two, to like help guide these developments and make sure that we're not like accidentally creating some dystopian sci-fi future.
I love that idea.
Right.
Absolutely. We need all those voices at the table. And speaking of the future,
Okay.
one of the most fascinating parts of Fireside Chats with AI, I think, is how it tackles this question of job displacement.
Okay.
Right? Because it's no secret that as AI becomes more sophisticated, certain jobs are going to become automated.
Right.
But the source material doesn't present it as this like doomsday scenario.
Okay. So less robots are taking over.
It's more like robots are here to help.
Okay.
You know, it's like instead of fearing automation, we should be thinking about how AI can actually augment human capabilities.
Okay.
Create new opportunities, free us from like mundane or repetitive tasks.
Right. I'm intrigued. So it's not about AI replacing humans. It's about AI working alongside humans, each playing to their strength.
Exactly. Like a true partnership.
Give me a real world example.
Okay, so imagine, for example, doctors using AI to analyze those medical images with incredible precision, but that frees them up to actually spend more time with their patients.
Right.
Provide empathy and personalized care.
Okay.
Right. Or think about, teachers leveraging AI to create like customized lesson plans for each student.
Yeah.
Catering to their individual learning styles and needs.
That's a future I can get behind.
Right.
It's like AI becomes this like incredible tool for like unlocking human potential.
Absolutely.
Helping us to achieve things that we never thought possible.
Yeah. It's a future that's like really brimming with possibility, and Fireside Chats does such a good job of getting those imaginative juices flowing.
Yeah.
But it also like reminds us that this future isn't like, it's not set in stone, you know?
Right.
It's being shaped right now by the choices that we're making,
Right.
by the ethical considerations that we're prioritizing and the conversations that we're having, like conversations like this.
Exactly. And that actually brings us to this question that's been like swirling around in my head a little bit since we started this whole deep dive.
Okay.
We've talked about narrow AI, we talked about general AI.
Yeah.
But what about superintelligence?
Okay.
That whole like machines surpass humans and take over the world scenario that we see in the movies all the time.
Yes. The million-dollar question.
Right.
I think Fireside Chats with AI dedicates a whole chapter to this. They actually call it Beyond Human, Navigating the Uncharted Waters of Superintelligence.
Oh, wow.
And it's as mind-blowing as it sounds.
Okay, so buckle up, everybody, because I think we're about to cross over from the realm of, like, the probable into the realm of the, well, let's just say it gets pretty wild.
Yeah, we're going there.
Hit me with it. What exactly are we talking about when we say superintelligence?
Well, essentially, we're talking about AI that doesn't just match human intelligence, but surpasses it in every way imaginable.
Okay.
So we're talking about things like learning at warp speed. Okay.
Solving these, like, incredibly complex problems like that in the blink of an eye, potentially even experiencing things like emotions or consciousness.
Wow.
In ways that we can barely even comprehend.
Okay, I'm not going to lie, that's both exhilarating and a little terrifying.
Of course, yeah.
It's like, imagine having access to that kind of brain power, the potential for like scientific breakthroughs, technological advancements. But then there's that nagging question. What happens to humanity when we're no longer the smartest kids on the block?
That is the billion-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's not one that Fireside Chats with AI pretends to have all the answers to.
Right.
But what they do really well is they frame the discussion.
Okay.
And they urge us to consider not just the what-ifs.
Okay.
But the how can we ensure that...
How can we ensure that's being the really important part here?
Right.
Because we're talking about shaping the future.
Yeah.
Not just like letting it happen to us,
Yeah.
right? Exactly. I think the source material makes a really powerful argument for proactive engagement with this.
Okay.
Bringing together these diverse voices from all these different fields, whether it's ethicists, philosophers, social scientists, even artists and writers, to like really help guide the development of superintelligence in a way that, benefits all of humanity.
Because if we're going to navigate this uncharted territory, I think we need all the help we can get, right?
Absolutely. We need all hands on deck.
And more importantly,
Yeah.
I feel like we need to start asking the tough questions now before it's too late.
100%.
Right.
100%. And you know what I mean? Like questions like, how do we even define consciousness in a machine?
Right.
What rights, if any, should a superintelligent AI have?
Wow.
And perhaps most importantly, how do we ensure that these incredibly powerful entities remain aligned with human values?
Heavy stuff, but that's what Deep Dive is all about. Diving headfirst into the deep end of complex topics.
That's
So, as we kind of emerge from this whirlwind exploration of Fireside Chats with AI, what's like the one key takeaway you hope our listeners are walking away with today?
I think the most important message, at least for me, is that the future of AI, even this like seemingly far off future of superintelligence, it's not predetermined.
Right.
It's something that we are actively creating and shaping and influencing every single day. And that's both a tremendous responsibility, but also an incredible opportunity.
So, to all of our listeners out there, keep asking those tough questions.
Yeah.
Stay curious. Stay engaged because your voice matters in this conversation. That's a wrap on this deep dive into the world of AI. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deeper.